So, my name is Kevin Sweet. I'm a CADC2 and I serve as the residential program manager at OnTrack Road Valley's dad's program. I In my current role, I've been a program manager since I believe December of 2023. But I've worked within this field since November of 2019. Yeah. So I didn't begin my professional background in behavioral health. For me, my personal recovery journey is what inspired me to pursue this path. As somebody in recovery who's gone through treatment themselves, it really expanded my perspective on what kind of was possible for my life. And then it really instilled upon me that desire to provide others with the same opportunities that were given to me. I believe a common misconception is that individuals struggling with substance use kind of choose their addiction. Now, while public understanding is improving, addiction is still often viewed through rather a moral lens than a behavioral health condition that it truly is. And I think the truth is, substance use rarely is a choice. It's a response to pain, trauma, and unaddressed needs by the individual. Typical day. So my day is pretty balanced between clinical and administrative responsibilities. Within my role, I provide oversight to both support clinical and direct care teams, while maintaining availability for client support, whether that be intervention to client crisis response. Additionally, much of my time is spent coordinating services, reviewing documentation, supporting staff development, and ensuring the therapeutic environment remains safe, structured, and consistent. So OnTrack Dad's program is one of three residential facilities for OnTrack as an agency. What sets us apart out of the three residential is we are a male-only population, so we serve at a 3.5 level of care, 24-hour residential setting for males with substance use disorders. Another really cool fact about the DADS program, particularly, is we are the only residential facility in the state of Oregon that is licensed by the Oregon Health Authority for fathers to have their children reside in their care while they're engaging in our services. So that sets us apart really unique. There is a kind of caveat to that. So fathers can have their children in their care up to the ages of 5. So kind of the school ages are cut off for how old a child can be as a resident. However, if fathers have children who are above the ages of 5, they still have access to visiting them throughout their treatment participation as well. Um, so for many men, or just individuals in recovery, family can be a huge motivator. So I think having that kind of built-in application where their children can be in their care and working towards reunification is a huge incentive for clients engaging in our services. Throughout the kind of day, clients receive a multitude of services related to their substance use disorder. Our day is kind of scheduled through they're receiving not only the psychoeducational piece, but it's also incorporation of like life skills built into what our routine looks like. So here, given that our census is at max capacity, 10 individuals, um, they engage in daily chores and daily routines. So they cook their own meals. We help them assist with tangible kind of life skills as well as like helping them get their food handlers card while they're in services so they can prepare their own meals. They also do daily just house routine chores that they would be essentially doing outside in their transition when they get their own independent housing. So our team provides a wide range of evidence-based groups. We do life skills, as I talked about. We assist with emotional regulation. We also assist them with case management, assisting them with the ultimate plan of stepping down to a lower level of care. So that could be housing, getting their IDs, any barriers that they might have for that next chapter in their journey, when they leave our care. Transportation, sometimes that could look like navigating public transport if they don't have a valid license or if they don't have a vehicle that they're insured for. I think one of the most important things people should know about us is that we are strength-based, we're trauma-informed. We really focus on kind of empowering an individual to navigate a healthier life for themselves and their family. It's not a case of, what's wrong with the individual that got them here. It's, understanding that behaviors themselves are adaptations of experiences. So really taking into consideration what has an individual been through in their life? What are their current kind of adaptations to those experiences? How are they either a hindrance or supporting them in pursuing of their goals? And how do we assist in that overall progress of getting them to those goals? To answer kind of the question as to what my role looks like, being the program manager, primarily my job entails a lot of administrative aspects of things. So providing clinical supervision, oversight, operations, scheduling. However, one thing that I really value as a program manager and just in leadership position is having a hands-on kind of role. So though I don't necessarily maintain a clinical caseload myself anymore, I am very involved with the client dynamics in their cases. I try to always make myself available to any of the client's need, whether that's assisting with problem solving for treatment planning with their clinician, if that's just assisting with the client and providing support in the clinician's absence. Also, just being an ear. A lot of times, our population don't have advocates. So being able to model what that looks like, having somebody who's invested into the pursuit of their long-term life goals. So for myself personally, I don't come from a traditional academic path. I entered this field without a formal degree and became a CPCR in my mid-20s. Initially, I kind of felt a stigma due to my age and non-traditional path. Um, Over time, I overcame that by focusing on my values, my effectiveness, and my dedication to learning, growing, and showing up consistently for my team and clients. From recollection, there have been many, but one core lesson stands out. Don't attach yourself to somebody else's outcome. Now, whether that come from a mentor or a client, I've learned that recovery is a personal journey, and my role is to offer tools, knowledge, and support, but I can't carry someone through change. Believing in people while holding healthy boundaries is the foundation of sustainability in this work. For me personally, I'm inspired by the evolution of the treatment models, particularly the integration of neuroscience and trauma-informed care. There's a growing emphasis on treating the whole person, not just the addiction, which I believe leads to more meaningful, lasting outcomes. And these changes validate the complexity of recovery and honor the individual behind the diagnosis. I'm proud of becoming a program manager and obtaining my CADC too. But more importantly, I'm proud of the environment that promotes real change and seeing clients again regain custody of their children, rebuild their lives, and step into new versions of themselves. That's the real achievement. I would name my former supervisor, Lori Brock Stewart. She's made a huge impact. She's encouraged me to trust my instincts, own my decisions, and learn through the mistakes without shame. Her leadership taught me the value of humility and self-compassion as a manager. I would say know your why. This field demands self-awareness, resilience, and purpose, and you can only meet people where they're at, and your effectiveness depends on how much they allow you. Stay grounded, stay teachable, and don't forget to take care of yourself along the way. I would say that recovery is both personal and relational. Every small act of compassion, consistency, or connection matters. Whether you're a client or a professional, healing happens within relationships with self and with others and with purpose. And don't underestimate the power of showing up. I would leave with you may never fully see the impact you have on someone's life, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Even on the hardest days, your presence might be someone's turning point, and don't let self-doubt overshadow your impact. The work we do does matter.